This is G, and welcome to Behind the Mic Live, where I interview incredible coaches, visionaries, and thought leaders who are making big rockstar moves in their business. Today, my rockstar guest is Anja G Wright, aka Anja Free Spirit. She is a badass energy activator, an intuitive mentor, and a speaker. So please welcome to Behind the Mic Live, Anja Free Spirit. How are you?
Yay! I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I was excited about this chat today. So let's
Yeah,
bring it on.
we had like a show off camera. We're talking about so much. There's just so much to talk about
Yeah.
today. I really think we're going to add a lot of value, of course, but we may actually turn LinkedIn on its head. I think we're going to say and talk about some things that a lot of people are maybe thinking and feeling, but no one's saying. So let's get this kicked off with
We are here to shake shit up.
shake shit up. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we had a great time last week on IG Live,
Yeah.
and we just started, just flowing. You know what I mean? Just it was yeah. So who is Anja Free Spirit?
Who is Anja Free Spirit? Here I am. Well, I play a lot of roles
Okay.
because for people who don't know me yet, yeah, here, in this moment, I'm a mom. I'm a, businesswoman. Like I say, I play a lot of roles, different roles, but in my essence, in general, and I will say like in woo, way, I really am. I know that I am, not that I believe I am, but I know that I'm multidimensional
Mm.
energy being with limitless power to create my own reality. And I'm really here to, to share my wisdom, to share my experiences, and like I said, to shake shit up, because
Shake shit up.
without shaking, you cannot really wake up people. So yeah. And I like to do this in very fun way, light way.
Supportive. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be serious. I like business world, and serious is like, that's not for me. I'm writing my own rules, and also for my clients. So,
So, how did you find your voice?
yeah, good question. Basically, before we started, yeah, I showed you this picture, so I can
Yes.
show also to others.
Yes. Yes.
So you see, this was me. I think this was in like 8th grade of elementary school. So I was like, I don't know, like 13 years old or something like that. And when I was when I was in elementary school, I always wanted to, I always wanted to be on a stage. I always wanted
Mhm.
to speak. I had microphone in my hand, but I mean, it was really funny. There was another story, because when I was like 10 or 11, I was also singing in a choir, like we
Mhm.
were singing like in a school choir.
Mhm.
And I really, really enjoyed singing. And my teacher came to me, and she was like, one day in front of a lot of people. I mean, we had like some, event or something, but she came to me and she was like, Anja, I would ask you to just open your mouth because you cannot sing. She said that to me.
She asked you to
And
lip sync?
yeah, yeah. And it was
Oh
a
my
choir. It was like,
Oh my
30
god.
children. But
Oh
she
my
came to
god,
me and
that's
she was like,
horrible.
Anja, can you please not sing? Because you really don't know how to sing. But like, if you can just open your mouth. And I was like, I was confused at first, but
Oh.
I believed her. Yeah, I really believed her. So I stopped singing, but still I wanted to, speak, because that was also, my passion.
Yeah.
But then I guess in like high school, high school was very traumatic like experience for me. There was a lot of trauma,
Mm.
also regarding school and my self-expression and everything, because they were suppressing me all the time. So it kind of, yeah, I kind of suppressed that passion. I kind of suppressed that talent. But then, of course, when I started my personal growth journey, like spiritual awakening journey,
Mhm.
when I was digging in my subconscious what is hiding there, everything came back online. So when I was building my self-confidence, when I was building my, value, my self-worth,
Mm-hmm.
that passion and, that desire to speak, to share, yeah, it came back. And here I am. Now it's getting stronger and stronger.
Wow. Well, we were talking off camera about how a lot of times something can happen to you back at a young age where someone silences your voice. That's essentially what, like, you're there, you're singing, you're presenting, maybe doing a book report in fifth
Yeah.
grade or something, and some kid in the audience laughs, and then that stays with us like
Oh yeah.
through our whole life into the corporate world, have to get up and give a presentation in front of a boardroom or 10 of your coworkers, and someone's not paying attention or looking at the phone, and it's just like that flashback right to. So how did you overcome that and just find this Anja free spirit? Like,
Well, free spirit, that's another interesting story. When I was
yeah,
in 2005, I lived in UK,
okay,
and that was a pretty intense year. Basically, I went there to sell books door to door. So that
okay,
was intense. Yeah, that was
okay,
intense,
okay.
intense experience. From foreign country. Like I had
Mm,
no idea what I'm getting myself into, but I ended up selling books door to door. Like it was crazy. And then some other stuff happened. I moved to Bristol, and a lot of
mm-hmm.
very also traumatic experiences.
Oh wow.
But one time I will never forget that when I was just on my laptop and I was editing my MySpace profile.
I
Um,
remember MySpace. Yes, yes,
MySpace. Yeah,
yes, yes.
MySpace was before
Yep,
Facebook.
yep.
So when I was editing my MySpace profile and I was, choosing username, choosing profile name,
Mm-hmm.
and oh my gosh, like it was so crazy because I asked myself, like, what should be my username? What should be my, profile name? And this voice, very, very distinct voice in my head said, Anya, you are free spirit. And
Nice.
I was nowhere near any like spiritual awakening or personal growth or whatever. I was completely lost back then. We were,
Mm,
I was still figuring out what I'm gonna do with my life. That was like in 20s or something like that.
mm,
But that really stuck with me, because at first it was like, okay, free spirit. That sounds really cool. I have no idea what does it mean, but yeah, let's be free spirit. And from that moment on, so
hmm,
2005 until, so yeah, then I started using this, but
mm-hmm.
it was still, kind of in my personal, I would say, in my personal life, yeah, not in
Okay,
professional life. But
okay.
then in 2000, so 2020, yeah, when pandemic
Mm-hmm,
started, and when I
mm-hmm.
started my business and my whole life collapsed and everything, yeah, so basically then I really started to identify with that, but not really identify. It was just like my, okay, Anya, who am I?
Mm,
I'm free spirit. I want to be, and I want to help people to be free spirits, like who they want to be. Yeah, because we are all programmed. We are all, I would say trapped. Even though, like, if we don't want to admit, but we are. Yeah, we are not
yeah.
completely free. There is definitely areas in our life that we are not completely free. But yeah, I'm like really building this awareness around my life, around my business,
Mm-hmm.
and also with other people. So now, free spirit, that's me.
It
Maybe
feels
tomorrow I'm
good,
gonna be
right?
something
To
else,
just
but yeah.
take away the facade or whatever society,
Yeah.
whatever pressures that we think, like we were talking about this off camera and on the IG live about it, how much so much pressure on coaches, on everybody, on LinkedIn, on IG to show this just incredible life, like you've got it all together, you don't need anything, you don't need anybody. And then in reality, we talked about this off camera too, is that coaches need coaches, and saying that you need a coach to help you with a certain area is not necessarily a weakness. It actually is a strength to go, I'm really good at this I'm really good at, but
Yeah.
this That's not my forte. Oh,
Yeah,
guess what? That's your forte. Well, we should
exactly.
work together and work together, not just do, freebie stuff we're talking about off camera. Like
Yeah.
work together and be like, because then you can add value to, yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because people they think like how I see it, because I can feel energies, especially like I can read people and also
Mm-hmm.
on LinkedIn profiles and stuff like that. It's like it's very obvious to me, but how I see it is like when people, it's like, oh my God, I don't know something. Yeah.
Right.
I need support with something.
Right.
Then they think I'm helping, I have my own clients. How can I say that I do not know something? Like they are really
Right.
afraid to admit to themselves, but this is, sorry, that's bullshit,
Right.
because the thing is like, seriously, we are all bringing something to the table. And
Right.
also how I see it is like they don't want to be in this submissive position, but that is how they position themselves. Like when I
Mm.
work with people, when I really really work with people one on one, like
Mm-hmm.
they become my friends.
Right.
I
Right.
open door to my world. I connect them to my network. Like I made so many connections inside my world. It's absolutely amazing. And when people, they are like too proud to admit, it's
It's
like,
pride.
hey,
Yep.
I could use some support. Well, that's not somebody who I would like to work with. Like even if they gave me like so much money, I don't care about that. Like it's all about that
Yeah.
pure intention and action steps, like we were talking before.
Yeah, we were talking about, like, my background is in music, and we were talking about TV and film and even athletes, right?
Yeah.
There's a team of people that work behind the scenes. And I was telling, we were talking off camera about how these artists that you see at a concert and you think they're doing so well. And I know this from being there behind the scenes, seeing the tour budgets, putting together the tour budgets, that they're going on stage and it looks like they're making all this money. And reality is they are so far in debt. They're a quarter of a million, $500,000 in debt to their
Yeah.
record label. And we were, it's like, I find it really interesting that coaches, because yes, you do have clients and you don't want to admit that, okay, yeah, you're telling clients how to be confident, but yet as a coach, you're struggling with being confident. Well, then work with a coach behind the scenes, of course, that can help you with that, because then you take care of your clients better, It's like with these artists.
I
It,
mean,
you know,
if sorry to interrupt,
go ahead,
but
go
it's
ahead.
like if you are teaching somebody how to be confident and you are not confident, that's manipulation. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is manipulation. Like I have this
Call it like
radar
it
on,
is.
and it's like, sorry, like you're not gonna fool me.
Right.
I mean, I'm never gonna, my own experience. Yeah, I'm not a millionaire, so I'm not teaching people how to create millions, like how to
Right.
manifest millions or whatever. So, but I am teaching them or guiding them, empowering them,
Yes.
activating them how to be themselves, how to be authentic, how not to care what other people think. And I know that a lot of people, they have problems with that. So if somebody has like this blocks or whatever to show up, in their
Mm-hmm.
pajamas or whatever on a corporate meeting, it's like, oh, what they will think of me. Well, I don't care. I showed up because it was nighttime, and I don't care what you think of me because
Right.
that is my choice. I'm not offending anyone, it's
Right.
not disrespectful. It's like these are all mental constructs. And when people get rid of those, oh my God, like we are all limiting ourselves with our mind. That's
Yeah.
all. That's
It's the
all.
mindset.
Nothing is limiting ourselves in, like, I mean, us from outside. And also, yeah, one more thing that you mentioned. For example, me, yeah, personally, I invested thousands and thousands and thousands of euros in
Yeah.
last few years,
Mhm.
in my, I'm not going to say growth, but more healing.
Right.
Because
Right.
when my life collapsed, and I was like, oh my God, like I did everything by the book, everything. I did everything what they told me,
Mm.
that it should work. Like I did everything what other people told me, and it didn't work. So now I'm taking my power back. I'm going
Yep.
to write my own rules, and I'm going to do it my way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that my life now is a fairy tale, but I'm super confident,
Right.
and it's changing. And also, I had coaches, I had mentors, like money mentors, like money coach,
Mhm,
or,
mhm,
I went to, I don't know, past life regression, whatever. But that
mhm.
doesn't mean that after one session, after one program, after 1 year of working with somebody, my life will be the same as them. You
Right,
know what I mean? Because people,
right.
they just think like, oh my God, I want to be like her, like she's going to help me
Yep.
to. No, no, it's
It
not like
takes
that.
time and
And
work.
every single coach, every single mentor gives you that one piece of the puzzle. Yeah. Not
Yes.
the whole picture, just one piece of the
Yes.
puzzle. And then it's up to you how you're going to connect that. And also I can help people how to integrate all that stuff. But yeah, like these are
Yeah,
stuff that nobody's talking about, and it's
yeah.
like, come on, people, just be real.
What would you say is your number one rock star quality?
Ooh, I can shift energies. I can really
Okay.
expand perspectives. For example, when people call me, whether they are my clients or my friends or whoever, they already know me. It's
Mhm.
like, oh my God, like I am this and this and this situation. But our reality is really, based on our perception, how we
Mm.
see the world, how we
Yes.
perceive the world. So they give me situation, whether that's a business or, sometimes it's like in partnership, or I don't know, co-workers or boss or whatever, in working environment. And I can expand this perspective, like I can really shift perception. So they're like, oh my God, I haven't thought about that. Because when you expand your awareness, when you
Mhm.
expand your consciousness, you also expand quantum field of possibilities, of
Yes.
opportunities, of
Yes.
solutions. And
Yes.
that's it. And that's my super skill. Like I can activate people, I can really shift their
Activate like that.
energy. Yeah,
Yes. Like what
exactly.
we were talking about this, like, yeah, you will when you have a session, you will feel that energy and be like, okay, there is that shift, there is that
Yeah,
change. But
yeah,
it's really up to the client to then continue taking the action that you do. We talked about that. It's kind of almost like a dopamine hit. You have a session with the coach, you feel really good, and then 2 weeks later you don't feel good, and you go, well, that coach didn't solve the like you said, it's finding one piece of the puzzle, and this person's good at this and this. And I want to talk to you about, you're a badass energy activator, right? How
yeah.
can coaches activate their badass energy? What can they do
Well,
today?
yeah. I mean, we came here, to planet Earth with a special purpose, with a mission,
Mm-hmm.
and we all carry this badass energy. But we, like, if we think about it, how we were as children, as kids, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we were all, like sometimes like naughty or whatever. We were free spirit. We were like, curious. We wanted to explore new stuff, and that is badass. That is badass. So basically, it's not thinking outside of the box, but I'm showing people that you can be without a box.
Right.
Yeah,
There is no box.
that's it. There's no box. So if you want to say something, say it. If you
Mm.
want to do something, do it. Of course, you have to be mindful. Like you are not doing that to hurt somebody, yeah?
Right. Right.
Because like I'm
Right.
not talking about that. It's just like if you have pure intention, if you have your heart open,
Mm-hmm.
if you really want to do something good, if you really have something to say, you can do it, yeah? And I can really activate. I can help people that they can do it. Like
Yeah.
I'm an action taker. I don't resonate with blah 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 blah. Sometimes
No bullshit.
seriously. Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God! Like I've been
Yeah.
to so many, yeah, courses or whatever, and people are like blah, like just they're all saying the same thing, but just like
Right.
they are maybe packaging it a little bit, yeah,
Right. Right.
differently. But it's all action taken. So it's like if you are ready to take action, hey Anja, I have, I want to stay on a stage, like I want to stand on a stage, I want to share my story, do it. Like you have to start somewhere, yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't know, create a YouTube account or whatever. But if you get a gig, like if you have opportunity, to really
Mm-hmm.
stand on stage and, be in front of 1,000 people, then I'll say, hey, contact G. He's an
Yeah.
expert for
Thanks.
that. I
Thanks.
will put
Thanks.
you on the stage, but how are you
Yeah.
going to do on a stage? Then, like you can talk to G. But yeah, like this activation, like badass energy is in everybody, because
Yes.
we are here to do something special. We are here to leave an imprint in this world. And you
Yes.
cannot do that by being quiet, by follow, by like, oh, what other people will think of me. It's not. Come on, wake up, people. You are here to really, really do big things. You're
Yeah.
not here to play small.
Mm.
And it doesn't matter where you are, what you are doing, who you are, what kind of trauma did you have, what kind of life, if you're poor, if you're rich, it
Right.
doesn't matter. You are here for a reason. And if your soul is asking you, hey, I want to do this, and your mind is saying, this is not possible, please
Right.
reach out to me. We're going to find a
Yes.
way.
We talked about this last week on IG, about people getting off the carousel
Yeah,
and chasing the algorithm or chasing everything. And I think a lot of people may not realize. I mean, don't get me wrong. Being on a carousel is not a bad thing. If that's what they want. If they want to just get into a routine and this is what they do, this is how
it's like
they
a rat
coach.
race. It's like a rat
Yeah,
race.
yeah,
You
rat race.
know?
Yeah. But this chasing the algorithm or chasing the brass ring or chasing the, okay, if I have this, and we talked about this off camera, this
Yeah.
chase for perfection that doesn't exist. The perfection is this brass ring that is an illusion. It does not exist. There's no such thing as perfection. It's a perception.
Exactly. And also, when I ask people, what is success?
Mm,
What does success mean to you? Define your version of success.
yeah.
What do you want? I Let me tell you, 90% of people, they have no idea. They are basically, they are, I don't know, like choosing words, or like they are giving me answers based on their past experiences. Yeah.
Right, right,
Or
right,
what they heard somewhere, or it's like what should be the definition of success. No, just let me know, when do you think you will feel fulfilled? Yeah. What lights you up? Like, where is your desire?
yeah,
When are you gonna be like, let's say, oh my god, I'm so successful? Yeah. What needs to happen that you will say, I'm so successful? Is that like million followers? Is that like, I don't know, like that you're gonna be on on a Vogue magazine or People's magazine? Like, what does it take? Like, what
right.
needs to happen?
Specifics. What
Exactly.
is what?
Exactly. But
Yeah,
people, they don't know. They don't really know. And sometimes it's like, yeah, I want to do this, this, this. Yeah, no, like it has to be tangible. Yeah. I
right.
want to feel this. No, tangible, tangible. Give me
Yeah,
tangible. So
yeah,
yeah, you have a
yeah.
goal. But a lot of people, they don't know. It's like, yeah, I just want, to be recognized. Well, that's something that social media will not help you, because that's trauma. Yeah. Then you
Right,
have to go in the other direction. If people, they just want to be loved and,
right.
recognized, and it's so cool. But yeah, I could never, if I tell you the truth, I like, on social media, oh my god, like the last time
I
I
know,
had
right?
this,
I
I'm not
know.
gonna say viral video or whatever, but there was so much like notification and messages, like, I don't want to deal with that. you know I don't want to deal with that. It's like, if anyone wants to reach out, like, they can. I have, all contacts out there, but I don't want to interact with random people just because, I should, because they liked my video, or like, they found something. You know what I mean? That's a full-time job. I don't want to be
Oh,
trapped. I don't want to be a slave
hang
of my
on,
own creation. And people, they are
hang
not
on.
aware
I
of that.
lost you for a
Yeah.
second. I lost you for a second.
Really.
Hang on. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can. I was
Yeah,
before.
Sandy's in-ears earbuds just connect. We have so many computers and things going on, and the earbuds
Okay.
from the other room connected, so I missed that part. I want to talk about this TV audition, because we talked about how back when you were younger that they basically this uh, teacher silenced your voice,
Yeah.
you lip sync. I'm sure that was like impactful, and then this TV audition that we talked about.
Yeah, just in connection, with connection with this story about the choir, let me
Yeah.
tell you, it was probably 5 months ago. I went to MDMA therapy. So basically, it's a session, with MDMA,
Mm.
and I actually unblocked that
You
trauma.
unblocked it. Wow.
Yeah, unblocked it because I started screaming. I started screaming in the middle of the session. And I was like, what is it? Like the facilitator came to me. I was like, oh my God, like I really freed my voice because it instantly it took me to that event, with the choir, with the teacher when she told
Yeah.
me to just open my mouth. So, I unblocked it. So yeah,
Wow.
um, that is healed now.
That's
But
awesome. Yeah.
about the audition, that was
Mm-hmm.
in my when I was in university.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I really loved one show, and I went to audition, yeah, to for one of the how do you say that? I still don't know the word, like not facilitating, but if somebody is
The presenter, as a presenter, a TV
presenter, yeah.
TV presenter for a TV show.
Exactly, TV
Yes. Yes.
presenter.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
basically, I went for audition for this TV presenter for
Mm-hmm.
this music show,
Yep.
and I was waiting there. There was quite a lot of people. 4 hours. I was waiting for with my friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had 4 hours to learn one sentence, and it was literally one sentence. And after 4 hours, when I finally, they called my name, I went in, and there were like five people in front, and like all the lights, like turned on. I completely froze.
Oh my God.
Completely froze. I didn't know, like I forgot that one sentence. So I was like, oh my God. So TV, career, it's not really an option for me. I mean, that was
Oh.
so traumatizing.
Oh
So
my God.
traumatizing. Yeah. So I have my share of embarrassing moments, but I'm laughing at now.
But these are blocks that are created
Yeah.
throughout our life, and then you figured out a way to remove these blocks. So how can
Yeah.
coaches remove their blocks and show up for their clients?
Well, it's working on themselves because it's
Mm.
never about it's never about the one event. Yeah.
Mm.
But it starts before that. It starts before that. It's like, what led you to this event, or like what led you that you reacted that way, that you froze. It's like, I wanted to be, like in that audition because, yeah, I wanted to be loved. I was looking for
Mm.
attention. I was like, what brought me there? Yeah, because I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be admired. All that stuff. So these are, this is the baseline where you should start, not
Yeah.
with the event itself.
Right. Right.
And people sometimes they just like they throw themselves into one event, analyze it, overanalyze it, but then it's repeating in different versions. So
Right.
you have to go to the root cause. Yeah. And usually that's years of healing or therapy or whatever. But if you really want to be free, if you
Yeah.
really want to heal that part of yourself, a lot of shadow work as well, yeah, that's essential.
So how can people work with you? How can they book you on podcasts? You're on all these shows. And I'm excited about your rock star journey that's happening in
Yay.
2025. How can people be part of your journey and work
Yeah,
with
absolutely. Well, my main platform is LinkedIn.
you? Mhm.
This is where I'm really communicating also with people and connecting with people. But also, I'm on YouTube, Free Spirit Human Capital, and then is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Anything else? I think that's it. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I'm
Everywhere.
not
You're
really
everywhere.
active.
And that's what
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm not really active. I'm just, posting whatever I feel
Yeah, yeah.
that I'm not chasing algorithm. I don't have any
Yeah.
strategy or whatever. But I'm like, that's my platform to share my message. And I believe that whoever will need to hear it, that message will reach that person. So,
Yeah. So before we wrap up, I've got to ask you. I asked you this before, and we could talk about that, Van, if you want. But who is your favorite rock star?
oh, who is my favorite rock star? I mean, I've been changing a lot in few years, but I was always into punk rock, yeah.
Okay.
Always, because it was rebellious, and like I love the rhythm of the music. But I'm also, and I also love calmer music, if I may say. Like, I did meditation and stuff because I'm
Okay.
meditating a lot. But I cannot really, like, put my finger on it, like that's my favorite one. But I would like to say hi to my friends, Chaser from California.
Okay.
Because I don't know if somebody will see this, but yeah,
Mhm.
that's really interesting story how we met also in San Diego, and then we really became good
Mhm.
friends, and they started playing in Slovenia, and now
Oh,
we've been,
nice.
yeah,
Nice.
meeting together.
What's the name of the band? Is it a band or an artist?
Yeah, Chaser.
Chaser.
Yeah,
Chaser. Okay, I
Chaser.
gotta
Yeah.
I gotta look that up. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they're amazing. They're really, really, like, and super cool guys, like
Yeah.
really, really heart-centered guys with amazing music, amazing energy,
Yeah.
amazing people, and a really respect for everything what they, what they already have done in the past, and everything that they will still do, because they have huge impact also on music industry.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's really cool. So everybody be sure to connect with Anja here on LinkedIn and on YouTube and on Facebook and on IG. You just Reactivator started this IG account where that's where we were
Yeah,
on the live. It's Anja Free Spirit, spelled Anya, Free
yeah,
Spirit. And also check out her website, freespirithc.com.
that's
And
it. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
I want to thank you. We always have so many great conversations. I think this is just the beginning. We're going to have more conversations. And I think, yeah, just it's amazing all the insights that you bring to,
Awesome.
just living. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have to walk our talk. It's like, if you're not walking our talk, sooner or later you're gonna be, it's not gonna work. People will see that you are not doing that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's good.
Wow. Well,
And also,
yeah.
G, I see the comments now. I would just like to say hi
Yes.
to Liz and
Yep.
to Mark. Yeah,
Yes. Hey,
really
guys.
listening to us.
Yes. Yes.
Hello.
Lucy. Um, Yeah. So, any things you want to leave us with? I mean, we had so many conversations off camera where we talked about like just flipping LinkedIn on its head.
Yeah,
Not in a bad way, but just I think people need to just be who they are, and really
yeah,
when you
and
love who you
relax
are.
a little
Go
bit.
ahead. Yeah.
Relax. Don't take everything so seriously. It's
Yeah.
like when I read posts and everything, they're like trying too much. But
Mm,
we are not here to struggle. We are not here to, to stress out. It's just like, yeah, just let's support each other. Let's have fun. Let's relax. Let's how can I say, like, regulate our nervous system, because that's
mm,
also very,
yeah.
very important. So it's not all the time, like, oh my god, I'm afraid, if I'm gonna do that, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
No, everything's
Yeah.
gonna
It's
be
just getting in the flow with who you are, getting into that free spirit, letting
yeah.
letting
We are all free
free
spirit in essence, we all
yes.
want to be free spirit in essence.
Yes.
But yeah, I see in every person, I see this badass being, who is here to
Yeah.
yeah, leave an imprint, to create an impact on this crazy world. Also, Yuji, so
Oh, thank you.
you're amazing.
Well, thank you again, Anya Free Spirit. Everybody be sure to connect with her. And like I said, I'm very excited about your rockstar journey this
Yeah,
year. There's so many great things in the works. So you are a true rock star. I really appreciate you taking time.
thank
And
you, thank
until
you.
next time, ciao.
Okay, bye.
Ciao.